So I don't know if you saw The Magician of Lublin, which is the first Bashevis singer, which I love to do. Another Bashevis singer. I did a musical called Casablanca in Israel. Highway Queen, you know, about prostitution in Israel, believe it or not. The thing is that I'm a movie maker, not just as a director. I love dealing with other directors, and the fact that I'm a director I give in canon to other directors. They feel happy to work with us because they feel that. Let me give you an example. When we came to Hollywood in '79 and started with Canon, the first thing we did, we gave above title titles to directors. Hollywood was not used to it. Even till now, it is always a Zanuck Brown production. It's not a John Frankenheimer film, it's a Zanuck Brown production. Which means that the Hollywood system is that the producer makes the movie. He's the ruler, he's the king in the movie making, and he's the creator. Which is not true. It's not true. He assembles the movie. The producer, as good as he is, he does not really create the movie. A movie is images put together and are telling a story or creating an emotion. And that is done by writers, directors, editors, cameramen, and actors. You understand? And even composers. Those are the creative people who make the movie. And I feel that in France, in Italy, in Europe, and in Israel, it was always like that. Money could not dictate. A budget could not dictate a creation of a movie. And I think Hollywood, over the years, became stale with the power that it gave to producers. Because the producers were the people who could assemble a big star, or could assemble a big project together, an important project, get a good director, etc. And they took the credit for the making of the movie. And when we came with Canon to Hollywood, we came from Europe, we came from Israel, we came from another kind of movie making world, and which means much bigger freedom, creative freedom to the movie makers. And that's why you will find that whether it is Altman, whether it is Andrei Konchalovsky or John Cassavetes, or you name them, they're all coming to us now. I mean, the top directors, Babenko just came to us and we're doing a deal with him. We signed Jerry Schatzberg. We are signing a 3-picture deal with Friedkin and and many others, and also the stars and the actors and the writers. They're coming to us because they are hungry for this freedom in Hollywood, and it helps us, I believe. Canon, once it became powerful, and I mean powerful, it can dictate a selling of a movie to a distributor. That is the power that we have in foreign markets. We came to America to make American movies that could be sold to independent distributors around the world. Let me start really from the beginning. The beginning is that I was raised as a kid on American motion pictures. I was educated. I was Americanized by the cinema, by the American cinema. I lived in a little town called Tiberias. They came, we had a cinema. I was in this cinema every Saturday night. It was like a bread and butter for me. It was a rule. There was no Saturday night that I was not in the cinema. And then on a Wednesday afternoon when we had the matinee, I was there. And of course, if a movie even didn't reach the Saturday night and it came on a Tuesday, I was there. And it was in 99% of the cases, it could not have been but an American movie. Why? The major company system, with the stars of Hollywood, with the feeling that they are giving to the people of the world another kind of life, to get them out of their dreary lives that the century gave us. The cinema was practically controlled by those major companies. And I was educated through my youth, like any other kid, in millions of little towns, in millions of little cinemas, by living the American life. Our place in the cinema of the world, which means make an American movie with production values, with a good story, with, call it star system, be involved with the quality film creators of America, and bring it to the world, not via the major companies. Create your own system. sell it to the independent. And all of a sudden, when we came to Cannes, you saw a line of distributors getting a number, like in a barber shop, to meet Yoram and me. We became popular there because we brought to them what they could never get. They could never get a good commercial American film to compete for a Saturday night date in their own country. Once we had that power, we could have, be swallowed by Hollywood and became like anybody else. But what we tried to watch, we didn't want that. We brought Europe with us to Hollywood. Creativity, a feeling of doing something better. And then when Taiwan wanted to buy our Death Wish 3 or Death Wish 2 or the first Ninja, or a kind of an action picture coming from Hollywood, a country like Taiwan or a country like the Philippines, etc., we say to the local distributor, sorry man, you have to take John Cassavetes first, or you don't get Charles Bronson. And we started to sell tomatoes with, cucumbers, as well as peaches. We sold them in packages, and we forced the first Cassavetes screening in Taiwan. Never before live streams, never. Cassavetes could not get a screen. He could not even be talked about in that country because all you saw in the cinema there was martial art movies. So how can you expect kids in Taiwan to see a little more intelligent film, something better, something with more aspirations, intellectual? But they do have universities. They do have students. You do have people who are studying and are eager to see something better, something new. Except that those new films could not get to their cinemas. The distributors were scared. So we forced it. We gave it practically for nothing. And now you know that in Taiwan, they have to see an Altman movie. They have to see Zeffirelli. They will see an opera Otello. Because otherwise, they are not going to get Charlie Bronson.